that you have saved me, Lord. I give all that I am to you, that every day I could be a light that shines your name. Ooh, yeah. Come on, say, Lord, every day, Lord, I'll learn to stand upon your word, and I pray that I might come to know you more. Nicole O'Neill once said, when you find the courage to use your voice, it has the power to positively inspire and change the lives of others. It is one of the special gifts you have to offer the world. It is something to be cherished and championed, never hidden. And that is why we are here on Your Voice, Your Impact. I am the energetic EJ. I am a life and transformational coach, and I work with women aged 40 and above to turn their abandoned dreams into achievable goals by activating their voice for impact. I'm also a podcaster and an event host. On this show with me is
great, so amazing. The goal of this show is to help people use their voices to create impact. I am a physicist and a life coach. What I do for my clients is I help them build systems to achieve their goals whilst having fun doing it. On this show, we discuss topical issues that can inspire you to move. Like, subscribe, and share. Welcome aboard.
Hello, guys, and welcome to Your Voice, Your Impact. It's a beautiful Monday afternoon here in the city of Dubai. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a great weekend. Yes, I had a fantastic weekend, actually a great week and weekend. And so I'm super excited to be here with you again today. I hope that you are well. Can you imagine? We're just 2 days away from the first half, like bidding the first half of the year goodbye. Like, okay, bye. Okay, no, we're already in the second half, actually. Okay, sorry, I take that back. But like we're bidding July goodbye, basically. We're bidding July goodbye, and we are getting into, I think, Q3, August, September. Okay, August. Okay, we're already in Q3. What? Why is my calculation? Oh, okay. Let me bring Grace on to come and help me because I think my calculation is everywhere today. But welcome and thank you for joining. 𝘲cie𝗿𝗍𝗄𝗿. I hope it's 𝘲cie𝗿𝗍, right? Okay. Thank you. I'm glad that your week has been good. I don't know why my tongue is clumsy today, but let me bring on Grace to come and save the day. Hello, Grace. Please save the day because what's going on?
𝘲cie𝗿𝗍. Please, Mr. 𝘲cie𝗿𝗍, don't be offended. Something is happening, Mr. Sir or Miss or Ma'am. Hello, beautiful people. What are you trying to calculate, I beg?
I was saying that in my head. I thought, okay, we're saying bye-bye to first half, but first half has bye-bye already. We're already in second half of the year. Then I said that July. I'm like, we're in third quarter. I'm like, okay, we're already in Q3 now. So what's the calculation?
Yeah. Oh, join.
Right. Yes. Welcome. How was your weekend?
My weekend was beautiful. Was it beautiful? Yes, it was beautiful because these days Saturday was particularly interesting because I was almost omnipresent. I hope this thing that we are saying like this is not that we are trying to be like God. Oh yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. We are God.
We are made in His image.
Yes. Very and these days you want to be politically correct. You don't want to go and say something that they will remove and go and use to choke you. Right? Yeah. So I haven't said that. Thank you for for making me confident in saying this. I was practically in 3 places at the same time on Saturday. It was our annual life coaching.
How did you
Yeah,
pull that off?
life coaches. Thank God for technology. But the last one, I had to be there physically, and I think that was the highlight for me that day. That Saturday. Saturday we met at a conference to connect. You know, me, I love physical connection because I normally say that I have like 1 million WhatsApp groups, and I'm not so active in all the groups. So
Right.
coming out physically is one thing that I have seen that's become very useful. So yeah, this weekend was beautiful. I spent time with family, and I also did, you know, 1 or 2 things. Yeah, so it was beautiful.
Awesome, awesome. That's good to know. Wow. Okay. I see you guys on what's it called now? On
Facebook.
LinkedIn. Yeah, because we're on LinkedIn. And today we're not at Instagram because, in case you don't know, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, last week, my Instagram account was hacked. So I don't have access to the old one anymore. And the new one, because it's so new, I think you probably need to get to a certain criteria for you to be able to go live. So I can't go live on that new account yet. So today we're streaming on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So thank you for those of you joining us on LinkedIn and on YouTube, as well as Facebook. Please leave your comments in the comment section to let us know that you are enjoying the conversation and you want to be a part of it. Yeah, but for the people on LinkedIn, I might not be able to read it if it doesn't come through. But please drop your comments. We're going to get to it after the event or after the show. So today we're talking about networking and relationship building. You know, during the week while we're preparing for this, we had this very long conversation, myself and Grace, talking about the power of networking. But I like the angle that we looked at it from. However, today we have a special guest in the house who's going to also, you know, help us see another or have another perspective on the topic of networking and relationship building. And I'm super eager to actually come from the angle that myself and Grace had a conversation around last week. All right. So during the week. So we're just going to last week is just the beginning of the week. What is going on, Ejiro? Calm down, breathe.
No,
Okay,
but
I'm
you're
just going
correct. Now it was actually last week because Saturday was the end of
to
last week.
of
So
last
yes,
week.
it was
But
last
when I
week.
said during the week, it's making me feel like it's this week.
No, during the past week or last week. Yeah, it's okay.
Hi, Leo Onyema. Thank you for joining us.
Hey,
Lovely
that's
topic
my
here.
commando pips. That's my commando
Ah,
pips.
nice,
Shout out
nice,
to you
nice, nice,
guys.
nice,
Love ya,
nice,
love ya, love ya. Thank you. They
nice,
have
nice, nice.
arrived.
All right, so I'm just going to bring on our guest. Our guest today is a fantastic young man who is just constantly, you know, how would I say it now? Making waves in his own space, in his industry. And I love how versatile he is because this person is a doctor and not just general doctor. He's a specialist, right? He deals with bones. It is with bones. If you're having bones, pain, back pain, all those kind of things, he's the kind of person that you're going to get to, right? But yet, he's so vast in the topics that he can speak to, and it's just lovely to see. And I'm, you know, curious to know his perception and his own contribution to the topic today. So, without further ado, welcome up on stage our guest for the day, Coach Chijioke Otikpa. Hello, 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 hello. Your mic is muted. Oh, please unmute, unmute. Let's hear your voice.
I've opened it. The mic did not want me to reveal my steez.
Your
Ah,
teeth. Your
but
table shaking teeth in recent
I'm
times.
telling you, these teeth cannot be blocked. You know, teeth so fresh. Thank you for joining us today. I know Monday is very tricky for you because you're currently at work, attending to patients and things like that. But so we appreciate you still taking our time to be here to share with us today on the topic of the day. Now, let me just start the conversation here, because what myself and Grace was talking about, the angle we're looking at networking from, and I would love to hear your perception about that, was from the angle of hindsight, from the angle of hindsight, right? Look at them, they are here. His people are here. My multi-potentialite coach, we see you, we see you. see you getting hailings already. We see you, we see you. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you.
Thank
Right?
you.
Yeah, so it's looking at networking from hindsight, because I love the video you shared with us, that we used in talking about this program, talking about how most times we network vertically. We're always looking at, the people up there that you want to connect to, somebody that is, maybe bigger than you, richer than you, fatter than you, whatever than you, and then you kind of miss out on people that may not look like it right now, but could probably be it, or could probably be the link that will lead you to it, whatever it is for you per time. And we talked about it, and we looked at our own lives and even how we became connected. And 1+ year over in this particular project, but before that, we've at least been doing life together for like 2 years before we started this project together, over 3 years now, right? But you would not believe that myself and Grace have not met in person.
Wow.
We haven't seen ourselves, right? But we've been doing life together, creating together, encouraging each other, pulling each other up, coaching each other through thick and thin over the last 3 to 4 years, right? And in hindsight, we looked at it like, how did it even happen? It was in the most unlikely way, right? So what do you say to networking from hindsight? What has your experience been? Let's open up with that, and then we'll take the conversation to another level.
Okay, beautiful. You made the point. You made a very valid point here. People have to learn to look beyond the common expectations of networking. People have to learn to look beyond that. It what we have learned. It's more like a culture that has been, lent to us. We borrowed it. So people are always, and you go to listen to some people, quote unquote, successful speakers, teachers, trainers, mentors, life coaches, gurus, speak about networking or speak about relationships and connection, and they're like, check your phone. If you don't have if you need 1 million naira and you don't have 10 people that can give you 1 million, delete the contact. Check your phone. Anybody that cannot give you 1 million, delete, block. All the cancel, burn the bridges, and all that. I feel sometimes teachings like that can be very silly. It can be really strange because it makes people to not see into the future. When I relate with people, I love to see them from a futuristic perspective, not what they are now. Just like you said, it's either that person is going to be it in future, or they're going to be the link to the it in future. And the future that we talk about is not just, when people hear future, they think next 5 years, next 10 years. The future can be tomorrow. Like, people's lives transform in a twinkle of an eye. You can meet somebody who comes to you for help today, and then tomorrow you're looking at them and you're wondering, where did something probably happened? How did that thing happen? Because this is not the person I used to know. So people have to learn to start investing in relationships. So you invest and wait for that relationship to yield fruit, to yield results. You sow seeds in people because you know that every human being has that potential for transformation. Every human being has that prospect to literally skyrocket their growth, to transform their revenue, transform their lives. So it's important. Relationships, it's like the cross, vertical, horizontal. So if you are making effort to connect with people, ensure you are connect with people at the top. That's fine. Connect with coaches and mentors and leaders and executives. That's fine. Connect with people at your level. seemingly at your level, because in the real sense, nobody is at your level in the real sense. But connect with people who are doing similar things with you, and then also look out for people that you can help. Yes, so you can connect downwards. It makes you more fulfilled as a human being, and you're going to get to that point where I'm speaking from personal experience. Sometimes I meet some of my mentees. Some of them will just randomly ask for my account number and send something. Some of them will say, "Oh, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. I'm speaking in the governor's whatever. I'm doing a spoken word presentation for this and that." And I feel so happy. Now I remember where we met. I remember where I met them from. It wasn't looking like that. Some people met me at a point where I think I had that conversation with Great. I think I had that conversation once with you. And I was saying some of my mentees met me at a point where they were suicidal, you know, suicidal. They were depressed to the point of having suicidal thoughts. But just by helping people align their thoughts, just by helping people imagine things, just by helping people imagine that success is a possibility, you don't know the amount of impact you make in their lives. And then the same people, I'm watching them now and they're doing wonderful things with their life, they're doing amazing things. And they've even forgotten that there was a stage like that they had to go through. So at every point in your life, you have to ensure that you are trying to balance the equation. It is selfishness to connect with people just because you feel they're going to give to you. It's pure selfishness. It's ungodly, if I'm to say. So you have to be seen as a giver as well.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. Having at the back of your mind that networking is about giving and receiving, giving and receiving. And actually there's even something wrong with that mentality of just networking upwards, because sometimes or most of the times people who just look at that, they are also doing it from a place of I never reached there. So they don't even really appreciate themselves. So they don't position themselves to even receive anything. They just want to, for some, it's just either to giving, or only receiving because they feel like, oh, I don't have any value. I don't have anything that I can give. But this person is very rich. This person is very known. They are the only one that can help me. So you're not thinking about, okay, what is it that I have that this big person does not have that I can actually sow into their life? So I love the fact and the concept of, sowing seeds and waiting for the harvest. Grace, please take it away.
Okay, I'm enjoying myself today. I just want to listen. Yeah, but so my question is this: I've been, when you're reading and you're upgrading and you're learning new things, you'd be, information will be jamming in your head like ga 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 ga. Now, there's this particular thing that I recently discovered that, when you're not on the same energy level with certain people, you tend to let them be, and then move to the people that are in the same level with you in terms of energy wise, people that you admire, you want to learn from, you want to grow with, things like that. And with that in mind, you would leave certain people feeling that because you don't hammer now, you don't leave us now, you don't want to connect with us now. There is that bit, and the reason why I am saying this is because it's we take a lot of information and it will be jammed. Which one will I now do now that will not offend people? Which is not, well, that's not a reason. It's not a good reason to do anything. But you always want to balance things out. So put that in one pocket and marry it with a situation where these people that quote and unquote you think they are down right now, you also need them in your life at some point. So how are you able to marry these scenarios where you know that you don't want to connect with certain people so they don't drag you down because of the way they think, and also connecting with them in such a way that I can't be with you right now, I get that, but you're not letting them see you in a different light. Did you get the question?
Very much. Very well. I'm going to start by sharing a story. This is what happened to me in my Renaissance period. I mean, my exodus period from the past into the future. Now, while in school, I had friends. Oh, this is now we are all here to study, get good grades, and graduate, and that's what life is about. Probably start looking for a job and all that. It got to a point of my life where things kind of changed for me. I had a different mental orientation to a lot of things. My mind was totally in fact, they say think outside of the box, right? I didn't think out of the box. I broke the box and threw the box away. Every pieces of the box I threw it away so I could think freely. So, at the point I realized some people didn't like that experience. Some of my mates didn't like the experience. Oh, every time your head is on one fly or the other. Every time you are jumping from one training to another, what do you even know that you are every time they are inviting you? I didn't know why they not inviting me, you know. So at the point I realized I was not meant to be at the same level with everybody. I wasn't meant to. I had a different trajectory. It was clear to me. Now, what I started doing was I started tagging. On WhatsApp, there's a place you can put a tag. There's
Yeah.
label. I started labeling everybody. As you are coming, once you display, I will label you in my mind. I'll label you. Psychologists may not like this one, but for my own peace of mind, no wahala. I will feel seriously label you. I know where this one belongs. I'll put you there, JJ. Once you come and you're like, oh, you every time this is your coaching thing, this is your public speaking, motivational speaker. So I have people who were still my good friends. We prayed together. We studied scriptures together. We go to church, go to fellowship. We do everything together, but we eat together too. Bring pot of beans, we share it. You bring pap, we share it. but as far as my vision was concerned, as far as my career, what I was building for my life was concerned, stay out of it. So I had to learn to place that label. Oh, motivational speaker. What do you even know you are saying? Da, 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 da. I've put you where you belong. Then if you want to play WWE Extreme Rules, tables, ladders, and chairs, me too. And that's my own. I be King Kong. If you decide to be disruptive, I will disrupt you into where you belong. So there are people I have to block. There are people I had to block for my mental safety.
That entered your block industry. I learned that word from you, that you put them in your block industry.
Blockchain.
So then there are people I had to give grace to. Amazing. There are some people I had to give grace, because I knew at the point that they were at, they were not wicked, they were just being foolish. I mean, they just had a limitation of understanding and wisdom. So that foolishness, the rod of correction can at least correct it. It's correctable. So I knew that somehow they're going to still come out from that, And some of those people did. I had some people who were later, some people after graduation, that was when they were now coming to me. These things you were saying is true. At that time, I didn't have the time again. Everything I was doing was most likely monetized. And at that point today, some of them could not be. So, you just have to learn to categorize each person, but give them that grace. Most times, I do not want to burn bridges. I can cut communication if I'm not liking your energy, if I'm not enjoying your energy. Because, like you said, you have to be careful. Sometimes the people you are trying to help, I tried that. In fact, this whole my speaking, coaching, and everything, it almost died by my final year. Because I realized that the people I was trying to drag were dragging me into the mud. The more I was trying to help people see what I was seeing, the more they were trying to make me realize I was being stupid. At a point, I just had to cut off and I focused on an entirely different audience. There's an audience that needs you the way you are, with what you are saying, with what you know. There's an audience that's hungry for what you have. So it's your duty to find that audience and give your time and your life to them. So I realized then that if I organize an event and I invite my classmates, they will not attend. But when I post it to another school, like University of Benin or I'm sorry, not UNN, or maybe University of Lagos or Boeing University, you just see them joining because I posted it. And I'm like, okay, I think I get it now. I get it. So
I think that's also a case of a prophet
Prophet
is not
no be that guy,
appreciated
no be
in
that
his
guy
own.
where I know where they for
Nothing can
block
be
B.
paid.
No be that guy where they block B. Where be like say, yeah,
So I just had to
Familiarity.
put
familiarity.
everybody in their place. Exactly. So that's
Right.
it.
Right. I think that's actually a key skill when you talk about a relationship building and networking is the ability to uh I don't want to use the word segregate. There's a word for it, but the ability to place people in the circle that they are in your life. There are
True.
there are circles in your life.
It's like compartment, like hey, I must say please
Compartmentalize.
compartmentalize. Oloyibo, hey, English. Compartmentalize.
Yes, yes. So you have
Yeah.
your inner circle, you have your outer circle, you have your social circle, and then you have Gbogbo, right? And I think it's a thought leader, I can't remember who now, who talked about like it's not possible for you to be close to more than 150 people.
It's even
And so out of
possible
those one, yes, you will
to
know
be close
plenty
to
people,
100
but
people. No,
eh?
yeah.
Yeah, you will
Okay,
know
yeah,
more,
I
but
understand.
you can't be closer to more than 150 people. And even those 150 people, they are still segregated. You have your inner caucus that are probably
True.
maybe like 8 or 10 people that know you in and out. Like those are the ones that you are truly yourself, like you have no fear whatsoever because it's a no judgment zone and it's a no bullshit zone where if you do anyhow, you will see anyhow, but you know it is coming from a place of love. Like they can call you on your BS, they can tell you don't do this, and they are the type that when they say that, you don't go arguing. You want to understand and say, why did you say that? Because it matters to you, you know. But then there are also the people where you can give them some yards, but not the whole 9 yards, like just a few yards, and then have some parts still. So again, it's that ability to be able to place people in their places in your life. And also understanding that when it comes to relationship building, like we said earlier on, it is mutual often. So when you understand that it's just that the level or the degree of mutuality is also perpetual to the degree of the cycle or the circle. So if you are the mutuality between you and your inner circle is different from somebody that is on the outer circle. So on the outer circle, it might be that you are the one purposely giving more than you receive from them. For example, for those of us who are in this space of personal development and everything, we most likely give more than we receive from the people that we're serving. In their head, especially when we put out paid content, paid workshops, paid whatever, they will think, I'm paying you, I'm paying. But when you look at the work that we put into creating that program for you, you will know that that money is not worth what you are paying. It's not the worth. What you're paying is not the worth of what you're getting. But we are driven by the impact, not just the immediate one, the impact that you will continue to get just because you have related with us or you have engaged with us or you have engaged with our program or content. So in that regard, we are giving more. But again, there is still that reception. There is still that receiving in that at least it's somebody that come and pay to be in your class. So that person still gives something to be in your class, but you also give. So again, I think like all these things are things that we should just pay attention to when we talk about that networking and building relationship. Now, I think we should kind of separate those two. They are linked, but they are not the same. Networking and relationship building. What would we say are the distinction between those two concepts?
Okay. So I'll say that networking, relationship building is a subset of networking. In fact, it depends on the perspective you are coming from. Networking can be a subset of relationship building. Relationship building can be a subset of networking. It depends on the context that you are giving, you are assigning to both of them at different ends. Now, let me start from the networking angle. I defined networking, that was in 2020, 2021. I gave my own definition of networking because I ended up looking at, I tried to understand the concept of networking. I looked at different sources, I checked books, I checked courses. I wasn't really seeing something that made sense to me. If you type on Google, they say connecting with people for business profit or for business benefit or it looked, most of the definitions were quite selfish for me, were quite selfish and half-baked, unidirectional. So I decided to create my own definition. And what did I see? It is sum total of all the processes involved in connecting with people, transacting value with people, and building immediate or potential mutually beneficial relationships. So networking is just like sales. When people hear sales, what they think about is closing, is the exchange. Oh, I'm giving you the product you're exchanging. No, sales begins with the initial contact of whatever you are doing to attract your client or attract your customer. At this point where they are still a prospect, they are still prospects. You are creating an impression, you are building a brand, you are speaking online, you are doing this, you are selling yourself, you are selling your identity, you are selling your product that has not already been launched to them. Now, they come to a point where you bring them, you drag them closer, and you start nurturing. You start nurturing them, making them to increase the trust they have for you. You are increasing your credibility score, and then you get to a point where you introduce what you want to sell. You ask for the sale, you make the sale, and then you have to get to the point where you satisfy the customer. You satisfy the customer, you also have to keep the relationship, keep the customer in your web of value. Don't just satisfy them and you take off to another person. Keep finding a way to retain. So customer retention too is part of it. So when people think of sales, they think of the transaction. Give me money, it don't be. Want me that way, my money. But the same thing applies to networking.
Networking.
It is not every time networking will culminate into relationship building. It means that it can stop at a point. It's fine. I go for events. I go for events a lot. So sometimes I go for events. People are like, "Oh, I know you. I've been following your content online. Let's connect. I'll connect." I'm not under pressure to tell the person to follow up or for me to follow up. I also do that. So I meet people and I'm like, okay, wow, I love what you've been doing. Let's just connect. Maybe something by providence will bring us together in future. And we sometimes it stops there. I've connected with thousands of people in this Abuja. I don't know if I've really kept up with 10% of them. So out of the thousands, Madam Grace Edivo is one. And we just I'll tell our story later. We just had fun. We were just enjoying the moment and connecting, and I'm like, okay, whatever this leads to. Before I knew what was happening, one of these, she messaged or I messaged, and that's how we continued. We've done a lot of things together, and now we are here. So the sum total of all the processes involved in connecting with people, that's initiating that relationship. Connect, reaching out to connect. Now, people is a factor there. It's human beings. You are dealing with humans. It's not robots. It's not some machines. It's not some algorithms that you are interacting with. It's human beings. Now, connecting with people. What else? What did I say next? Connecting with people,
transacting value, exchanging value with
beautiful,
them.
beautiful. Transacting value with people. So that word transact is a two-way thing. It's two-way express. It's coming and it's going. It's coming to you and it's leaving you to the other person. So you're transacting value with people now and building immediate. So you're building whether it's going to be for now or for the future, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, nobody knows. That immediate or potential mutually beneficial, back to what I said again, mutuality, beneficial relationships. So now that's what networking is. So everything is encompassed in that. It could be for business, it could be for personal purpose, it could be for marriage, it could be for anything. That's why you're networking. But then the same thing with relationship. You are now trying to define what kind of relationship, and then what's the context of that relationship. Are we getting married? Are we brothers that need to keep up? Because sometimes when people talk about networking and relationship building, they focus it on, I need to connect with investors that will invest in my business. I need to connect with this and that. Recently, that was last year. I think towards the ending of last year, I started asking myself a question. We've gotten this all wrong. A lot of people do not know that part of the assignment in networking and relationship building is your family. So there are some people that they are popular outside, they are wonderful outside, everybody knows you, you are the star, you are the icon, the emperor, the conqueror, the champion, everything. But in the home, but in the home, you are not doing well. It's not that see, there's a difference between, you have a bad family, a terrible family, they're hunting you, they're chasing you from the village and all that, you dream, you see them chasing you, you wake up, you see them chasing you. That one is different. You have a nice family, you have people who have looked after you, have helped and supported you in the past, and now you feel too distant or too big. Sometimes we run into these errors. So it is also part of the responsibility that we have as individuals to define the context of every kind of relationship and know what it's going to involve to maintain or sustain that relationship. It's like a generator, it can't run without fuel. Okay, so that is, that's that for it. I don't find trying to find how to pull one out from the other. It's really difficult.
Absolutely, absolutely. Grace, please take it away. I love, love, love how you separated them and the connectivity between those two as well. Yes, Grace.
Love it. Absolutely amazing. And this I think this is really critical now. And the question I want to ask is, how we can be very intentional. So for me, let me just share something very quickly about myself. Before now, I thought I was very good in terms of connecting with people. I thought I was really good. I'm better now because I had to be intentional. What's the practical way of being very intentional or connecting with people in a crowd? Now, there's something you see in Abuja. Like, it's not just in Abuja it's terrible in Abuja, but in Lagos it's a lot easier. When you go when you attend a function and then you get to the point where you want to actively connect with like 6 or 7 people, but the only people that you have access to are the ones on your table. But in your heart of hearts that, look, I came here to network, because I know people that come for events like this are people that are driven, they want, certain things in life. So how are you able to connect with total strangers practically, beyond just 1, 2, 3 people? Like you want to catch them like 10 at once in a place. If maybe that's a very tall thing, a very big thing to do, but is it possible? And if it's possible, how do you go about
Okay, okay. I'm going to share different techniques for what you just asked, and it's a very common challenge a lot of people have. Going for networking events and finding it hard to reach out to people. It's a very common challenge, but I found it very easy. Like, I hardly go for any event and connect with less than 10 people. Hardly. Like, if I do 10, I'm tired. If I do 10, I'm exhausted and I'm giddy. There are some events that I go for, and my benchmark is usually 20. I don't know how I do it. I don't put extra effort, but I'll tell you what I do. I'll tell you the different things I do. And one of those things is find opportunities to enter conversations. Find opportunities to enter certain conversations, hot topics. Now, one thing I've noticed, sometimes I go for an event and a speaker speaks and throws in a bias, and right there on my table, I hold that bias. Destroying bias is my hobby. I don't care who you are. If you like the Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, I don't care. Let's bring the objective part of this. Let's bring it and discuss. Now, when I bring that, because people, as they're listening to those, when you hear, they are taking notes, they are jotting. But when I bring it back again, I say, oh, they said between, seeking to be known in terms of visibility, publicity, and branding, and building, being your cocoon for 10 years, being there, build for 20 years, and all that. What do you really think? For me, I disagree. I do not completely agree with this. I feel like there are two sides of a coin. 6 is also 9 if viewed from different angles. But this is my own thought, especially for young people in our own time. And by the time I start saying those things, you come and see them gathering. Next thing, another people from other table, they will look at us and they're like, who is this guy talking? Let me go and, let me not miss out. Before you know it, my own table has gathered energy. We have started packing crowd. Next thing, I've started my own conference within another person's conference during a break time.
You don't
no.
go to conference hijacker.
I don't do it intentionally. I don't do it to anybody that is seeing me. It's not intentional. No cash me. So now, at the end of the day, those people will now be the ones clamoring for the connection. Oh, guy, you shared so much value. Let's connect. So sometimes people have their unasked questions. They have a lot of questions in their mind. And whenever you hear them voice out that question by any means, try and chip in something. The truth of the matter is, I've come to realize I'm a bag of wisdom. I don't need anybody to confirm or assert it. I don't need anybody to validate it. I have confirmed it. I have validated it. I've asserted it. I know a lot of things. I may not be a billionaire like Elon Musk, but I know a lot of things. So when I speak, people can attest to that value. People can attest to it. So I look for every opportunity to open my mouth. The truth of the matter is, I think it was 𝘄liche𝗿𝗿 that said, when you open your mouth, stuff you are made of will come out. So if it's foolishness will jump out. If it's wisdom, it will jump out. So look for that opportunity. So
I don't know why you crack me up so much. See how you casually said it. The foolishness will jump out.
So if you know it's foolishness, please don't open your mouth.
Continue. I just wanted to, that made me laugh. Please continue.
I'm glad. So I look for the occasion to, sometimes I introduce the hot topic myself. Oh, this thing that they said, what do you think about it? I mean, I really think, what do you think about it? Now, people would want to contribute. Everyone loves to have an opinion, So you present your own unbiased opinion while respecting that of other people. Like it happened yesterday. I was at an event yesterday, and something like that. There were so many counter opinions. So one of them knew me, and she was like, coach, hey, we need your opinion. She was now telling everybody, pause. Let my coach speak. Hey, so I started talking now. I started talking, and they were all listening, and somebody else brought another opinion. I respectfully disagreed with him. And this is also part of rubbing off your brand on other people. I respectfully know this thing you're saying, it's true in its sense. However, let's bring it into the context of today's world, for today's young people. By the time I was saying it, the person who asked the question earlier, that one of the panelists or speakers tried to answer, she was not like, finally, somebody says what she was expecting to hear. Because most times, people kind of have an idea what the truth is, but because we do not have enough people who validate those opinions, they will discard it, or they will feel bad. They will bury it in their heart. So immediately you begin to correspond. It's resonance. Immediately you begin to vibrate at that same frequency. You confirm their assertions, and they will love you for that. So that's one of the ways: striking conversations, engaging in conversations, bringing up those conversations by yourself. Now, another one is, just walk up to people and say hello. Like, just walk up to anybody and say hi. Hello, my name is Chijioke. Because I've noticed this, whenever I go to people and say, hello, my name is Chijioke, they want to tell me their own names. Conversation does start. Hey, hi, my name is Chijioke. Oh, I'm Chinedu. Oh, interesting. Are you from Anambra? Oh, yeah, I'm from Enugu. I grew up in Enugu. So with everything you are saying, my brain is automatically just sending signals and looking for point of contact, looking for a common point. Oh, you're from Enugu. What part of Enugu? And Ababanike, I was born in Ababa. I was born and brought up in Ababa. Ababanike. Before you know what's happening, we are blending from there. We are connecting. So what do you do? That's usually my next favorite question. And sometimes I love to ask people first. Because I'm a multi-dimensional being. You cannot catch me in one spot. You cannot. I'm like, all these rats that used to give problem. This very stubborn rat. The one that will eat your name from your certificate. That's how I am. So immediately you are trying to catch me from one corner and entered another place. So what do? You tell me, oh, I'm an engineer and I'm also a teacher. So engineer may not really strike a chord for me. Waiting me and you will come the top of that. You're also a teacher. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I love seeing teachers. I'm also an educator, and I teach and I write as well. I do a lot of teaching for. I train teachers and stuff like that. This is what I do. But by this side, you have told me, because most people, when you ask them what do you do, they tend to summarize it, because society has made us believe that you have to summarize whatever it is into one thing. To appear as one thing, appear as original. If not, people will not perceive it. It's not true. Which one? Anyone? I will tell you, by the side, I also do public speaking, coaching, and mentoring. I am also a physiotherapist. And that's how you now say, really? My grandma had a stroke. Oh, we had a physiotherapist that was attending to her. But the guy was not nice. The guy was, aggressive and all. He wasn't. We discontinued. We found another one who was really, really nice and all that. I would love to know more about physiotherapy. Conversation has started. So for me, I do that a lot of times, over and over again. Start conversation with start before you know what's happening. And within that short conversation, as long as you know how to keep conversations, you know how to communicate, you can make memorable moment. How do I put this grammar now? Whichever one, sharp, or you create a memorable atmosphere. So now that short period has made them know, oh, this guy is a physiotherapist, he's also an educator, he teaches teachers, he does this, he does, because I said it. Now they would also keep finding automatically their brain is doing mind engine optimization. They are searching for common points. They are searching for where they need you. So you see people who have that bias. That if you tell me more than one thing, I won't take you serious. But immediately you mention, oh, I'm a physiotherapist. They will remember, I have back pain. I have back pain. Oh. The same person that was, I went to an event. One guy was telling me that if I don't tell him one thing, that he will not take me serious and all that. When I introduced myself, he became interested in what I do. And I was trying to let him know that if I had told you one thing, to be honest, the one I would have told you will not be this one. So I bring in myself from multiple angles and I get to connect. It's easier. It's the easiest thing for me. Another thing I also do is busybody. It is sweet. Busybody. Even if I don't have question must come. I will cook question there and then. Hey, it's not hard to. And as I'm asking the question, I'm introducing myself. If you cannot pursue me, the worst thing you cannot beat me. You cannot come there and beat me. That's one I'm sure. They say they are doing training on this and this, they invite this speaker, invite that speaker. I'm standing up. How do I want to sell myself to this audience here? The speaker may not be my problem. When they are done, they are flying back to their state or flying back to their country. No concern me. I will still connect with them, sharp. But at least that audience that is there, that I want to do mass connection, let them first see me. It will now make the work easier for me. I don't need to talk too much. So I have who has questions? My hand will go first. Sometimes I'll be in the what do you call it, the gallery, and my hand will go up. Sometimes I'll stand. One person in the gallery, usually that one person. Strategy. So they give me mic. I will cook my question and I'll ask that question. Sometimes we'll walk down to the stage. Then see how I usually ask my questions. Thank you very much. It was a very fantastic presentation. My question is this: for a young person like me, I'm a physiotherapist. I'm also into life coaching. I speak, I train, and I write as well. But we live in a society where everyone believes that we should just pick one identity. But this doesn't work for me. So I have seen that you, the speaker, talking to the speaker. You equally do speaking, writing, and this and mentoring, and you also in the healthcare. How did you blend those things easily? It's not as if I don't know the answer. I know the answer. In fact, the answer you may give me may not be the answer I'm looking for. But my mission accomplished. I sold myself for physiotherapist and this one. I did it in a as I was living.
You're giving out secret.
That's
You're giving out your secret, and it's very interesting because what you're saying, it's as if you have crammed it because that was exactly how it happened when we met, and we sat on the we sat on the same table, and just because I also do several things, when he was when he did that, he said, "What do you do?" I'm like, I don't like that question. That question is
no.
hard for me, And he said, "Me too." He showed so everything he's saying is not what he's not just saying it; he's also doing it, which is going to bring me to Adrian. I want us to wrap this up. With
Yeah.
this from my own end, I would wrap my question with this because we can continue with this
Yeah.
conversation. For you, it comes easy because, of course, you have done a lot of work on yourself. It's easy for you to meet somebody. You're confident enough to raise up your hand.
Is it just me or is it with Grace audio breaking?
I noticed it. I noticed it. I was thinking it's from my end.
Okay. Coach Grace, go again. Okay.
It's sounding a little bit robotic.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the question she's trying to ask is, it comes easy for you. What if for somebody that it doesn't come easy? How should they handle it? Is that the question you want to ask? Coach Grace, can you hear? Okay. Yeah, please go.
Okay. So there are basically a few things that I would recommend, a few things that you should know. It comes from one, identity and knowledge. Identity, knowledge, value. Okay. One is you should understand that people are not masquerades. I mean, most people, I used to be that person too. I used to be very shy and timid when it comes to meeting people. Now, most people are shy and timid when it comes to meeting people. The fear of meeting people is a thing, just like the fear of public speaking. That social phobia and social anxiety is a thing. Now, but a few things helped me. One is understanding my identity, just not just as a regular being, but permit me to use this faith-based example, not just as a regular being, but being one with God. So you are human beings. You are not a masquerade. If I want to connect with you, the worst you can say is no. Okay, and I'll go my way. There are many other people to connect with, and that's what a lot of people are afraid of: the rejection. Okay, learn to chest rejection. Take it take it with your full chest. Oh, this person says no, it's not the right person for you. Move on. There are many other alternatives. So that's one. Your identity, knowing how powerful and valuable that you are, how valuable you are. Okay, knowing that you are a person of value, and this doesn't begin with affirmations. It begins with work. It begins with work. See, I will not be able to connect with people if I don't know that I have something to offer them. Because when you start connecting with people that you think they are high up there and you are low here, you don't have something that you can offer them, you only be seeing that relationship from the taker mentality. Let me go and tap. You are tapping current from somebody, you are tapping from one event or the other, like tap swap and the rest. Now, it doesn't work that way. So you have to come to the point first that you embrace your identity, embrace the good in you. Know that anybody that is coming to you is meeting value. Like anybody that is coming to me right now, whoever the person is, if you like, be the biggest event host in Abuja or in the whole world, I have something that I can offer. It's a place I can enter. Like that stubborn rat, there's always hole that I can enter in your life and give value to you. So that's one of the things that you have to know. Build your confidence. And confidence comes with practice. I said earlier, confidence and competence and everything, they go together. It doesn't start with affirmations, it starts with work. Okay, go and build yourself, develop yourself, build capacity, learn things. Now, before I started connecting with executive level people, I had to go and do executive level upgrade. I had to go and learn certain things. I had to go and take a look at sales, take a look at marketing, take a look at management and all that, so that if peradventure this person pushes out a problem that they have, I have something to offer. Sometimes we underestimate people's problems. I've met very top level people, executive level people, and by the time they start sharing their problems, I feel like laughing because their problems are no match to me. Like what they think is the biggest challenge in their life at that moment is something I help younglings. I help newbies to solve. Some of them, they are so wealthy, they are so established and everything, but they want to host a program, they want to host a class, they don't know where to go, they don't know how to do it online. They don't know. And when you now start telling them, I host my own classes on WhatsApp, I'm like, how? WhatsApp? Do people engage on WhatsApp? Can you help me organize something and all? You see, you are beginning to understand their problems because you are interacting with them more and you are going to learn, you are upgrading. So when I start speaking about sales, I talk about business. I went somewhere and I was talking about business, I was talking about sales, I was talking about structure and systems. And one of the persons there, the man was just looking at me. He was just looking at me, and by the time I finished talking, he said he doesn't need, if he has something to recommend me for, that he doesn't need anybody to convince him, that he has seen the conviction he's looking for, that this guy knows what he's saying. That wouldn't have been possible if I just folded my arms and all I'm reading is my medical textbooks and all the other basic stuff, and I'm just busy coaching teenagers and students and all that. At the point of my life, I had to transition, I had to move to another phase. So you now have to embrace the journey, okay, and then be ready to start small. Start with a small circle. Start with that small table. Introduce yourself. I think maybe we can just introduce ourselves since this is this our table. I think we don't know when next we'll get to have the opportunity to meet ourselves again. I'm Chijioke Otikpa, and this is what I do. Please, anybody who is interested can, or how do we go? So most times when you throw it as a question, you now start seeing that people are actually interested. Oh, okay, this is what I do. Okay, this is what I do. 100% of the time, this works for me. Now, so this
Absolutely.
is what I'm going to, yeah, this is what I'm going to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And what I've found for my own self as well is the truth that a lot of people actually want to talk. You would be afraid. Like people want to talk, but they don't just know how to start. So it's just a case of if you are the one that can help them open their mouth, kalas, you own the table, you own the conversation. So it's just about you being that bold person to say, I'm going to start first. Hey, hi, how are you? That smile alone is like for somebody else, like, whew, about to say, I've thought that I'm going to be the one that will open this conversation. Thank you. I'm fine. How are you? Then you can continue. Like, see, I think another way to make it easy is when you start like that, instead of you worrying about what you would say, just be asking questions. The same question you
Beautiful.
ask them, eventually they'll probably want to ask you back. And by that time, you would have kind of warmed up. It's like you've done vocal warm up. So now you can speak. And I find it to work all the time, all the time. And for me, again, it's the extra oomph for me is the fact that most times when I'm in the event, it's either I'm the event host or whatever. So, but at that point where I'm connecting with people, they don't even know. So I just connect with them. Hey, hi, how are you? We'll talk and talk and talk. And then they get into the hall. Oh my, like, yeah. And then in that room like that, because I've connected with this and that, that room is going to be interesting because now they feel like, oh, I know her. We were talking together just now. And then in the room, I'm conversing and I'm, interacting with them from the stage, right? So again, it's scary if you're not used to it, but it is easy when you start. It's like cold water. When you want to have a cold shower, the first time you open the tap or the shower, it's like, but just give it like 2 minutes. You don't want to leave that bathroom again. You just be going. This water is sweet, right? It's the same thing. So try it, keep trying. The first time, if it doesn't work, go again. And then to come to a time, you'll be like, Chijioke, yeah, that is automated. You don't even think about it anymore. It just happens because you've practiced and practiced over and over again. Thank you so very much, Chijioke, for your time, for sharing here today. Before we go, I know Grace has a particular question for you. Should we go for it and then we'll wrap this up?
Not my colleague, you know. Right, so what do you think about people using their voices for impact?
Okay, so the question is your audio is still breaking. So the question is, what do you think or what do you say about people using their voices for impact?
Oh, my voice is a gift that I have that I don't need to pay to use. I can reach the world with my voice. I literally do not necessarily have to pay to speak up. Okay? And impact is relative. Impact is, just like value, depends on who is receiving it. The perception is from the receiver. So it is our responsibility, corporate, personal responsibility to use our voices to create impact. You may not have a car to go travel to somewhere and do a conference somewhere. You may not have, the money to rent a hall in Abuja to do whatever you want to do. That calling 15 million for you or 10 million for you. You don't have the money. Me and you, we know that. That money is not in my account. Yes, but at least we have leverage in every way right now, particularly with the advent of technology. We have leverage to share our voices. And voice is not just vocal, it's not just what people can hear. You can put your thoughts out. There's just so much you can do. And this has two benefits. One is for the people that you're reaching out to, the people that God has sent you to go and liberate, and then on the other side, for yourself. You're building an expectation, you're raising people, they are looking up to you, you want to stay up, right? And then you're making impact, you're feeling fulfilled, you're feeling happy. The time is going to come, before you know what's happening, revenue starts pumping in because of your voice. Okay? Now, on that other side, the people that you are helping, just imagine how their lives are going to be transformed. So come out and don't just share your posts online. Just share random things. Or brain just have posted, you repost. Then that's not your voice. You are amplifying their own voices, right? So you create from your originality. Learn, grow, build, come out, shine your light, empower people through your voice. So thank you.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. You have the instrument that you don't have to pay to use. That is a powerful one, and you can wield it, you can hone it, you can amplify, you can hone it. The word is hone, but it's like refine it the way you want and then deploy it. So thank you so very much, Chijioke Otikpa. Thank you for sharing. All right, guys, this is where we draw the curtain on the show today until we come your way again next week, which is next month. Next month, Grace, what are we talking about? This audio that is not did not let you talk, but next month we're talking about wealth. Okay, we're looking at wealth from different angle. Okay, we're looking at wealth from different angle. So keep us in your prayers. We're still knocking on some doors. We hope that the doors open up to us. We want to hear from people who we perceive to be wealthy, right? And kind of pick their brains. Let them tell us something about wealth. We know we are hearing, we have read, but sometimes we can't hear it enough. And sometimes when you hear something again, if your mind is ready, you can just click. And you've heard it before, but they're sometimes like you just click like, I get it now. I get it now. It's like me, something I got recently is the fact that sharing, when you share, it feels like, don't share everything so that there will be something else when they come, they will pay for. No. When you share everything, they will not apply everything. That's the truth. Sharing it, they might know it, but they cannot apply. They might still need you to apply it. So you share. And the truth is, the more you share, the more you want to fill up yourself. So you become this walking wisdom that you are, right? And I've been hearing it. I've seen people do it. I do it to an extent, but I really didn't get it. But now I got it, right? So again, this next month, we're talking about wealth from different angles, hopefully speaking to some wealthy people that we know to come and speak to us about wealth. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, keep us in your prayers that the doors we are knocking will be opened unto us. So we'll come your way again next week. This is your voice, your impact. Bye, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much, Chijioke.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Pleasure is large.